Have you all heard that different races will be allowed to do more than enroll here at the college? Penny whispered, leaning low over the table. Paris's focus snapped to her friend. Say, what? Tell me more. Well, it's only a rumor, Penny began, but it stands to reason that if Headmistress Star is considering educating elves and magicians as godmothers, she's also considering bringing in experts to teach who aren't fairies. Really? Chef Ash asked. That's a neat idea. Capitalize on expert resources. Yeah, Penny continued. Apparently, when Bermuda Lawrence, who knows the most about magical creatures, was here, Headmistress Star talked to her about teaching a special lecture on the subject as a guest speaker. She has to get approval from St. Valentine and the board, but if they're allowing other races to enroll as students, it seems likely. I don't know, Christine said through a bite. The students still have to pass their entrance exam, so there are no free rides here. They have to prove themselves to stay. And, like I was telling Paris, I bet most of them don't make it. I don't know why you have to be so cynical, Chef Ash argued. Paris passed her exams. Paris is Paris, Christine said, like this was a sufficient argument. She's half fairy, so even if she's an overthinking, unromantic magician, she still has a mushy part to her. Are you referring to my butt? Paris pretended to be serious. Yes, Christine chirped before returning her attention to the others. I'm totally open to all these new changes, but if I'm honest, I think that fairy godmothers are fairies for a reason. We're hardwired to promote love. We're all about emotions and creating butterfly feelings. It seems illogical to think that hippie elves and practical magicians will excel at something that's always been our job. You don't see me trying to get a job at the House of 14 solving the world's complex problems. But if you did, Paris began, you'd bring a different perspective that would provide varied solutions. I think, Hemingway drew out the last word, that the thing about multiple races is we employ different ways to approach things. There's more than one way to create love, and Paris has helped the fairy godmothers consider new options. Fairies could solve complex world problems by bringing their devotion to love to negotiations or whatever it was. How about the elves? Christine argued. What do they bring? Oh, they're useless, Hemingway joked. They're going to sit around smoking their peace pipes and talking about their navels. The group all laughed again. This time Becky glared more forcefully in their direction before saying, It's really rude to make fun of me when I'm right here. Many around her and Paris's friends glanced in her direction, this time not trying to hide their curiosity. So, psychopants, Christine sang, pushing her empty plate away. We weren't talking and laughing about you. I know it's shocking that every conversation doesn't involve you and your family drama, but some of us don't care. So what that your family puts on a big show as the most elite fairy godmothers and has a scandalous tooth fairy black sheep hiding in your attic? My sister isn't hiding in the attic, Becky spat, loud enough that those around them not looking at her now were. No. Courtney Montgomery is at Loose Teeth College, Paris stated. Strange that you have an identical twin and never cared to mention it. Even stranger, Hemingway mused, combing his hand over his chin speculatively, is that Courtney and her friends figured out how to get onto enchanted grounds. I've been trying to figure out how, and the only thing that Headmistress Star and I can decide is that they must have had insider information.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.